Zimmerman serves it over. Nold, little pop shot. Saved, kept alive by Heyman. Set up for Thompson, and she delivers a bullet onto the ground. 15-11. Fourth set. Kim receives inside to Thompson. Roll shot. Nice diving save by Sealing. And my goodness, Sealing sends it right into the face of Emily Kern. And that is a kill for Concordia St. Paul. Heyman, Wackel sends it over. Sealing keeps it alive. Goes over to Hickey. Nold off of a hand. Diving attempt by Heyman. She can't quite get to it, but that was 110% effort from the libero on the side of St. Cloud. 24-17. Welcome back inside Hallenbeck Hall here on the KVSC Sports Stream and the NSIC Network. I am Luke Pater, your host, bringing you this matchup between the St. Cloud State Huskies and the Jamestown Jimmies. Huskies lead 1-0 in and 8-3 here in the second set. As Carly Willis is back on the service line, ready to get us back underway and records another service ace. I believe that will be her third so far this afternoon, and that has been a problem for Jamestown right now, being able to handle just the serves of St. Cloud. I believe that is the seventh service ace on the day, and there's another one for Carly Willis, now opening up the lead. It's 10-3 in favor of St. Cloud. 4-14 as Hallenbeck Hall rises to its feet once more. Barron sends it over. Birch sets it up, goes down. Mueller spikes it down. Nice dig out by Wackel. Goes down to Zimmerman, who snipes the back line. And that is your final for the second set. Huskies 25, Jimmy's 14. LaPlante sets up Zimmerman, goes off of a blocking hand of Gordon, but over the net. Goes far side to Nolden, finds a weak spot. Diving attempt by Kim, can't get there in time. McKenna Nold had 8 kills heading into this third set, already up to 11, and it's 3-0. It's been all Nold. Kim receives the serve, goes over to Wackel, and she finds the deep corner. And finally, the donut is off the board for St. Cloud in this third set. Sam Zimmerman now in a 7-3 game as Huskies continue to bite back into the lead. Set up inside for Gordon, and she got a clean look on the inside, and there's nothing you can do when you give her that much time and space. It's going to be a kill for Concordia always. Served over by Concordia. Received by Wackel. LaPlante to Thompson, blocked out front. LaPlante back to Thompson, goes for the pop shot, gets blocked out front. Sealing sends it strong over. Extra efforts all around. No way Kern got that over. Unbelievable. And no justice is done for St. Cloud State. Unbelievable. Sealing sent a powerful shot over. It was Thompson who just got a hand on it, but didn't pop it up, just popped it sideways. Wackel kept it alive. Or Heyman kept it alive, and then Kern, just desperation, popped it over, but of course it was shoved right back in their face. As Nold sends over the serve, gets over to Kim, pops it over, goes to the far side to Sealing, does Concordia St. Paul. LaPlante now sets up Planert, jams it down, and she records the kill. Emily Planert now continuing a quietly very nice evening, gets her 5th kill of the day. Waterman tried for the little dunk, didn't get all of it. Planert tries to find the weak spot of the defense. Missed it. Straub jams it directly into the net and is blocked by the net. Point goes to St. Cloud State. 9-7. Huskies hanging in and hanging tough. Straub now on the service line. Heyman receives. Goes over to Zimmerman, and she denies everyone who tried to block her, recording the kill with authority. Her 7th kill of the evening. Heads back to serve. Sends it over. Wackel goes to LaPlante to Planert. Blocked, but goes over to the side of the Golden Bears. Set up for Sealing. Kept alive by Heyman. Back to Wackel. Nice keep alive by Nold. Inside to Sealing. Blocked out front by Planert. Nold keeps it alive. Excellent extra effort. Waterman just pops it over. Planert sends it over. Kept alive by Robiecki. Tapped over by Nold. Nice diving save by Kern. Sent over by Kim. Kept alive by Sealing. Nold dodged by Wackel as Nold sent it long on the hitting error. 19-15 St. Cloud keeping alive, keeping pressure on these Golden Bears to the very end. Wackel receives to LaPlante. Over to Thompson. She slams it down. And a big double high five for Emily Kern as she does so. 2 kills for Thompson, 2 kills for Wackel. Received there by Kim. LaPlante over to Thompson. And they have attacked that middle area and they have found repeated success. Have the Huskies 15-9. Third kill on the day for Thompson. Hint sends it over. Received by Thompson. Set up for Wackel. Blocked right out front. It was Addison Brooke who got both hands on it and sent it right back into Wackel's face. 15-12 as head coach Chad Bragelman comes out with some words of advice for his troops. Mia Hint still back on the service line. 15-12. Sends it over. Received by Heyman. LaPlante back to Thompson. An absolute bomb sent down, but she sent it wide. Blocking battle out front on the Huskies side. Now over to Kim. Sends it down and hits the back line exactly. Precision strike. And a second kill recorded for Shelby Kim. Action gets right back underway. Fosline, nice dig out by Heyman on that strike. Zimmerman blocked right out front. Barron sets up Thompson. Nice dig out by Minamia. Now Brooke pops it over. Kim's there. Barron, Thompson. And there's a whistle right there. I believe it'll be net interference. LaPlante sets up for Kim, and it's a no-doubter. Like a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. home run. Willis serves, goes over to the far side to Snoozy, who's blocked out front by Sam Zimmerman, who's put together an excellent start. As Waterman serves, received by Wackel, set up for Zimmerman inside, kept alive by Concordia. Kim keeps alive for St. Cloud, set up for Wackel now. Ceiling diving save for the nice dig. Waterman goes over to Snoozy. Wackel keeps it alive, set up for Zimmerman. Snaps it over, Ceiling keeps it alive. Snoozy on the far side. Kim, diving attempt, no good. 12-10. Willis almost gets the service ace. Ceiling saves it. Goes over to Nold. Nice diving dig out by Wackel. Kim extra effort, and Willis sends it over. Great move by the Huskies, but they cannot survive the second wave of onslaught. It was an excellent effort to keep it alive, but they set it up too perfectly for Julia Gordon. And she finished the point, 20-16. And now a service ace, another one. It'll be Sam Zimmerman picking up the service ace. And that has been an absolute Achilles heel for the Jimmies so far today. 7. Now the lead for Concordia. Heyman receives. LaPlante tried to go with the dunk attempt. Gets blocked out front. Sets back up for Wackel after recovering. Nice diving save by Noel. LaPlante set it up. Heyman just popped over by Kim. Now set up inside for Straub. Nice keep alive by Wackel. Blocked out front is Planert. Extra effort by Wackel. Kern pops it all the way over. Nice effort by St. Cloud State. Knoll. Diving Huskies everywhere, and they cannot get it back to the other side of the net. My goodness, it was Kern on the ground. It was Wackel doing a full sprint. It was Kern with a loose arm. Could not get it back over. Huskies running every which way. 13-7 the lead for Concordia. Heyman to LaPlante, sets up for Kim. He's blocked out right out front, right back into her face. It was Straub getting two hands on it. 14-7 the lead for Concordia St. Paul. The ready to play whistle sounds. Ceiling still back to serve. Wackel receives. Goes to LaPlante to Kim. Blocked. Kern keeps it alive. Right back to Kim. Gets it over. Ceiling. And a little miscommunication. It was Waterman and the other Ceiling both going for it at the same time. Going for bumps, and they kind of bump into each other. We'll just call that a hitting error. And 14-8 now. Huskies, LaPlante back to serve. Set over, and she'll get a service ace as a receiving error committed by Ellie Ceiling. the outside hitter, was, in all intents and purposes, had a very strong day. 10 kills, 6 digs. Not helping her team there. 14-9. LaPlante right back to the same ceiling. Goes over to Snoozy, blocked out front by Sam Zimmerman. Right back to Snoozy. Nice diving save by LaPlante to get it back over. And this time Straub slams it through the blocking arm of Shelby Kim. 15-9. And now that's 10 kills for Straub. 15-9. The score sent over, received by Wackel, and sent it a little too strong, and Julia Gordon able to pick up the loose change. Just a little dunk shot right in front of the net. 16-9. Now the third set score, and the Huskies need to find that run, that extra gear, and need to find it quickly. Sent over, service error. They will take every bit of help they can get, as I believe that was Straub committing the service error. She will check out, as Cassie Sealing, the libero, will check back in. 16-10 as Shelby Kim is back on the service line. Sends it over. It was Nold just popping it over. Heyman receives. Goes over to LaPlante, slammed down by Zimmerman, and a great extra effort by Concordia to keep it alive. Right back to Zimmerman. This time she will not be denied. She gets her 6th kill of the evening. 16-11, and the Huskies continue to battle till the bitter end. Plenty of time left in this third set to mount this comeback after falling out 7-0 to start out. Kim, diving save by Heyman. Over to Wackel, pops it over. Cassie Sealing, over to the other ceiling, kept alive by LaPlante. Heyman, over to Kim, puts it over. Nold keeps it alive, over to Snoozy. Nice keep alive by LaPlante, just popped over by Kim. Cassie Sealing, now over to Gordon. Extra efforts by St. Cloud. It was Heyman on the ground, but could not keep it up off of the floor. 17-11. The advantage for Concordia St. Paul. Serve over. Heyman has to go down to Anita, get it. Goes over to Planert, and she slams it down. Emily Planert making her presence known. Gets her 4th kill and then checks out, as will Carly Willis, as Thompson and Wackel, I believe, was both. Back over to Nold, who's blocked out front, but it gets through the arm of Thompson and Zimmerman combo. She gets her 13th kill of the match. She also has 9 digs, so just 1 dig away from picking up that double-double. Zimmerman, LaPlante, Thompson, Heyman, Kim, and Wackel is the group out there for St. Cloud. Set up for Thompson, and she gets that kill, and she points to LaPlante directly after, giving the credit to the setter on that one for the perfect ball, as Sam Zimmerman goes back to the service line. Huskies trail by 5, 13-18. Zimmerman, nice serve. Robiecki keeps it alive. Back to the far side to Sealing. Reaching for it was Kim off of a blocking hand of Zimmerman. Couldn't track it down. Huskies trail by 6, and Concordia is 6 points away from capitalizing on this third set. Serve it over. Kim, LaPlante, Thompson off the blocking hand of Sealing and out of play. So that is a point to St. Cloud State. Welcome everyone inside Hallenbeck Hall here for this presentation of this matchup between the Jamestown Jimmies and your St. Cloud State Huskies. For this volleyball matchup, the Huskies come in winners of 3 straight, and the Jimmies have dropped 2 in a row. 16-5 the overall record for St. Cloud State, and 9-11 on the other side for the Jimmies. Getting into the matchups each of these teams played last night, the Jimmies were in Mankato taking on the Mavericks, where they fell 3-0 to the highly touted Mavericks, but it was kept close throughout. Jamestown dropping the first set just 25-20, and then taking the second set to extra points, losing 28-26 before finally bowing out in the third, 25-15. The Jimmies were led in the kills department by Addison Brooke and Corbin Menz, as well as Ava Mueller. But it was not enough against the Mavericks. On the other side, we mentioned that the Jimmies were on a 2-game losing streak. That first half of that 2-game losing streak was to Northern State, of which they also dropped 3-0. But Northern State was in here in St. Cloud battling the Huskies last night, and both squads went to an absolute war, going the distance. 3-2 the final in favor of your St. Cloud State Huskies. Huskies dropped the opening set 25-23 to Northern State before coming back, winning the second set and third set 25-20 and 25-17 respectively. Northern State did not go quietly, winning another tight set 25-22 before St. Cloud finally eked out the win in the fifth and decisive set 15-12 to come away with the big win. So off of this tail of the tape, it would appear that St. Cloud would have the advantage coming in, and so would the previous matchup between these two teams that happened on September 26th. Huskies were in Jamestown and were victorious 3-0. But taking a closer look at the scores of each of those sets, that was a match that could have gone either way, as Huskies took down the first set 25-21, the second set 25-23, and the third set 25-23. So it was just a matter of a couple of points, a couple of balls hitting a line or going just an inch or two out, and that could have easily been 3-0 Jamestown instead of 3-0 in favor of St. Cloud. So imagine both teams come in with a lot of confidence, and Jamestown will be ready to go. But getting into that previous matchup, it was Ella Thompson who led the way for St. Cloud. 16 kills, Shelby Kim with 12, and Emery Turi with 7. Meanwhile, Corbin Menz had 9, and Greta Wise had 8 for Jamestown. We'll see how both of these teams come out to start out this matchup, but it is also homecoming here for all of Huskies athletics. So let's take a quick look around St. Cloud State athletics. Last night, men's soccer fell 2-1 to UW Parkside, and women's soccer was victorious 4-1 over Moorhead, and will play Crookston Sunday. That game starting at 1 p.m. on the road. Women's hockey was in Ohio taking on the Buckeyes, and they fell 5-1. That rematch got started up at 2 o'clock. We will try to get you some updates during the set breaks. Meanwhile, men's hockey was hosting Alaska Anchorage and was victorious 5-2. And that rematch will be 6 p.m. tonight, with the Huskies trying to get a third win in a row and keep themselves going nicely throughout the rest of the season. But the game will be back up and started. Counters down to about 5.5 minutes. And we will return through that. We will let the national anthem and starting lineups play through, and then we will be right back here on the KVSC Sports Stream and NSIC Network to bring you the full broadcast of this matchup between the St. Cloud State Huskies and the Jamestown Jimmies. Do not go away. Welcome back inside Hallenbeck Hall after the successful outing for St. Cloud State. I am here with head coach Chad Bregelman. And coach, I mean, an impressive performance top to bottom, but I really thought it was the offensive balance that you guys showed that was really the key to victory. I mean, how dangerous can you guys be when you've got 5 different strikers who are all like 8+ kills?
Yeah, it really helps when we can balance out the offense. We have the ability to score from the center of the court. We can score from both pins with our middles running behind on slides and our outside hitters doing stuff. So it's been really fun and really dynamic offense. I was really pleased with the weekend overall. We hit 300 tonight. We had 3-something on Tuesday, and I think 250 last night. So against a couple of good quality teams in our conference. So, but a little shout out to Jamestown, man. They played an entire match and made 4 hitting errors. I mean, we did that in 5 balls in the beginning of the 3rd set. So I don't know how they can play a whole match and only make 4 hitting errors. So tip of the cap to the Jimmies on that one.
Absolutely. And then just touching on Abby Wackel, 17 kills last night, 11 today, hitting .348. What have you liked more from her game so far, as well as 4 service aces that you guys have?
Abby's an extremely well-rounded athlete. She does a great job attacking. She's got good vision out there. She's just such a competitor as well. She helped her team to a couple state titles in volleyball. Basketball, I think they got one or they lost in the state championship. She just finds ways to help her team be successful. And even her freshman year when she was in and she wasn't feeling real well, you start talking to teammates, say, who do you like playing with? And Abby's name comes up all the time. She's just a fantastic teammate out there. So it's a lot of fun to see that as well.
And then 12 service aces on the day. How much easier is it to kind of come away with big sets when you're getting free points from the service line?
Well, it's fantastic, especially in, I think it was the 2nd set, we had a bunch of them. I think we had 5 of them or something like that. So from that standpoint, it puts our defense at such a better position because they can do some things where they can just set up knowing that it's going to be the outside attackers, but it's not going to go to the middle hitters and stuff like that. Their number 20 has done a fantastic job. She's hitting like 350 on the season. So from that standpoint, it's been really fun to watch and see us be aggressive from the service line. That was one of our goals today, was to have 3 service aces per set. We actually got 4 service aces per set. So really happy with our women there, talking and implementing the things we're talking about doing and having some success that way. So.
Yeah, and then Shelby Kim came in having 5 straight double-doubles. Sadly, that streak comes to an end because she finishes at 9-9. What is that kind of dual threat? How much is that helpful for your team?
Shelby's been awesome in the back row. You look at her numbers last year to this year, her growth, her improvement, her confidence. I mean, it's been very, very impressive to watch her out there. She played on another state championship team in the state of Iowa and has just done a fantastic job. So we know she can kind of be that workhorse on the outside. She can pass in the back row. She can defend when she's playing middle back, and then certainly can point score at a really high level. So it was great to see her today. That's poor coaching. If the coach was a little bit better, he would have left her in a little longer to get a couple more. But it's interesting, look, we got out-blocked 11-3. Sometimes I'll joke with the women that blocking doesn't have a great statistical correlation of wins and losses. Tonight would certainly be one of those matches.
Yeah, I believe you've talked about it before. It's like 90% luck. Do you usually say blocking is?
There's certainly some of that. They did a good job lining up. I didn't think we made great decisions on our shots. I thought we kind of hit midline and then a bunch of balls into that middle number 21. I bet she had 7 or 8 of them. Where's she at? She had 6 blocks. Yeah, 7 blocks for numbers 21. She did a great job.
She was all over the place. But thank you so much for your time, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, thanks to all our fans listening.
We will be right back after one more quick break with some final thoughts. Do not go away here on the KVSC Sports Stream.